Greetings everyone, welcome back. You're going to want to buckle up because today I'm going to rebuild the VANOS unit on my E46. Now I know what you're thinking, Samuel, why are you going to rebuild your VANOS unit? Well, you see, at my last couple drift events, I feel like the car has been losing power. I feel like I've been running slightly higher tire pressure at each event until the last one I was at. It had rained, so the track was still a little wet, and I aired the tires all the way up from like 30 to 50, and I still could not get the wheels to spin in a certain spot. So she's just feeling sluggish to me, and after doing some research, it seems like the seals in the VANOS unit are prone to, wallering out, going bad after a while. I think the car has almost like 165,000 miles on it or something like that, and the last few have been drifting, so she's getting abused quite often. With all of that being said, I'm gonna dive into it. I've gotta take the whole valve cover off and all that jazz, so you're gonna wanna buckle up, maybe grab some popcorn, a cold glass of chocolate milk if you will, and join me on my journey. Okay, first things first, removing cabin air filter and such. Ooh, that, I just got dirt and junk all over. Love that. I really need to get an impact, but I be penny pinching, There we are. Uh-huh. I just fell into my oil drain pan that's full of oil. Check me out, dude. Oh yeah. This is amazing. You'll slide up and pull out, you know what I'm saying? Well, I don't think that's how you want to do it, but if it is, then that's how you do it. I gotta get this guy out of my way. Alrighty. No. She can barely do it. Now, I am no master mechanic, but I think I got all of them. But this sucker is on there. I'm no expert, but I should probably take the bolts in the center out, huh? So, I'm actually an idiot, and as you can see, I was just prying the valve cover up, yet there's still like 4 bolts holding the thing on in the center, so I'd recommend taking those off first. Put her in high torque mode. All right, now what do you think, huh? Imagine that. Steady. Voila. Now, like I said, I'm no master mechanic. I've never done this before, so we're learning together. But I know these guys gotta come off, so that's what we're gonna do. Looks like a big hex. What do we got? Now, there's no oil in my motor right now, so there shouldn't be a bunch of oil in here. These aren't very tight as I was expecting them to be. Bone dry, that's what we like to see. Oh, not that one though. And that's all over my belt. Well folks, if you are planning to do this project yourself, learn from my mistakes, regardless of if you drain your oil the night before and let the motor sit. There's going to be a lot of oil in the exhaust side of your VANOS unit, whatever you want to call that spot. If you're like me and opt to just rip it out anyways because you're hoping there's not oil in there, you're gonna lubricate your belt down there, which is good to do from time to time, But now that I'm done lubricating my engine bay, I can get some bent needle nose pliers and come on, focus. Yup, right in there. You see that little brown cap guy? I'm just gonna grab that, yank it out of there, and then that will reveal a reverse threaded bolt of some kind, I believe. And then do that, and then unbolt the housing. Hopefully I can get it with my 45ers here. That's all we're looking at here. A little plastic guy. Let's really hope the reverse thread. Oh, yeah. That didn't take any effort whatsoever. I forgot, there's a plug right here. That's gotta get undone. Come on. There you go. Good plug, okay. This oil line, which, go check out my oil filter housing gasket replacement video. This is a brand new line, so it was not very tight, as you can see. This bracket needs to come off here, that way I can get to the nut behind it. You'll see what I'm saying. Well, that's that. All right. Wabang. There it goes. Yeah. Yeah. All right, that makes 6. And I think that is the lucky number. Whew. Come on, baby. Come on, don't be like that. This guy should just come off now, but it seems as if she's putting up a bit of a fight. I think my phone stopped recording there, but I did have all 6 of the nuts off, and I just had to grab the bottom of it and pry upwards, and she broke free. But I can't slide it off because it's hitting the radiator fan, so I'm gonna attempt to get this guy out of here. Should have just done that from the beginning. Took 4 seconds, and now look at all the real estate I have. And you would have been able to see better, but oh well, okay. There we have it, VANOS. I did forget that once I take these guys off, there's 2 pistons in each of these. And to take the piston apart, I'm gonna want a vise, and I don't have one, so I'm gonna run to my father's house and hopefully make his work. If not, I guess I'm not rebuilding my pistons. Gonna break my wrist with this thing. Goodness. I think this guy has a spring in it. Yeah. Oh, hey. All right. Okay. It's my understanding. Oh, yeah. See, this guy just falls right in and out. There should be a bit more resistance in here. Voila. There's a gasket in between these and this guy here, but I'll get that later. Oh yeah, this guy's super loose as well. Alrighty everyone, as you can see, I got my little bench vise with some soft jaws. I just went ahead and rebuilt my first piston here. Let's get situated here. Should be able to just give it a blast or two. There we have it. I was probably right in the way of that, but so first we have our bolt, I guess, and then a little washer guy, and then a needle bearing. It helps to like finger it from the bottom. So a needle bearing, another thick washer, and then there's another needle bearing in the bottom here, right here. And then there's this little sleeve in here that everything sits inside of. I got this kit from Race German. I'll put a link in the description, but it has everything that you could think of that you need to rebuild your Vanos. So here we have it. I'm gonna put the sleeve in first. Gotta mess with it a little bit. Now we'll go needle bearing, thick washer, another needle bearing, skinny washer. Make sure everything's in there good, and then we'll screw it back together. And I'm gonna say the torque spec is 2 ugga-duggas on setting 1. That's 1, that's 2. Now I can head back to my house and rip these old crusty O-rings off and put everything back together. Alrighty everyone, I just went ahead and replaced the seals on the first piston. I'm gonna demonstrate on this guy right here, but it was a massive pain for me to do it, so bear with me. But for reference, this still has the old seals on it, and it just falls in. This guy, new seals, like, I'm gonna have to really fight this to put it in. So, big difference, which is good. It's probably gonna be best to just cut this first one. The first one's like a hard one, and then there's another one underneath it. See, I've done that multiple times. Stabbed myself. I guess you could say I'm off to a hot start on this one. Only stabbed myself once, but I already got it off. I'm cutting them to get them out. That's the only way that I'm gonna get these. The next one in there, it's a softer one. However, it's deeper in there, so it's harder to cut, and it spins more, so extra scary. There's the second one. This is going a lot faster than the first one, but it's not easy or fun, that is for sure. Okay, now the new ones. The soft guys are super simple to put on. That just bang, just like that. Now these ones are tough. So I sort of did the best that I could. You're gonna end up loosening this thing up, but obviously I'm trying to not loosen it up and like destroy it. This guy. The big one's easier than the small one, that's for sure. All right, oh, come on, stay down, all right. Nice and smooth. Alrighty, so I just did a quick little Google search, and the torque spec is approximately 7 foot-pounds. So I should be able to tighten these suckers by hand. Let's throw this thing back on the car. I apologize for the sun being so vicious right now, but there's not much I can do there. Now, don't you worry, there is a new gasket right here in between the head and this VANOS unit. I'm not an animal. Oh, come on. All right, everyone, my phone died, so I had to plug it in and unplug my mic, but I did not stop working. I got the valve cover seated back on. Nothing crazy there. However, there were those 2 little gaskets for the spark plug tube seals. I ended up setting those on the head first and then setting the valve cover on top of those, because I tried to put it on once and they just fell out. So I made sure that everything seated well, nothing got pinched. Now I'm just going through and tightening everything down. I finger tightened them first, and yeah, now you're all caught up. Well, everyone, I think the time has come for me to start this rig and see if it blows up. Hopefully it doesn't. Obviously, I have some plastic trim panels to put back on, but everything mechanically should be put back together. Fingers crossed. Let's see what happens. Got oil in it. Batteries hooked up. I put everything back together the same. It's out of gear. Well, everyone, I did not run the car too long, but everything seemed to be in tip-top shape. I didn't see any leaks anywhere, so I am going to button everything up. I'm glad everything went well because I feel like I did quite a lot since the last time I started it. I mean, spark plugs, valve cover gasket, the oil filter housing gasket, a DISA valve, which I didn't show that at all, but you know, just a bunch of random stuff that affects how the car runs. So it's good to see her purring again. You know what I mean? But like I mentioned earlier, I have a drift event to attend tomorrow, so I'm gonna get this buttoned up, head to McDonald's, reward myself with a Coke, get loaded up, and then hopefully get some sleep tonight.